Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. Today we do have a very special one, and I do mean very special. And the reason being, not only because of the topic, you've seen the title and the thumbnail, but we have two very special guests that I've had on the channel before. I did take my hiatus. Once again, I apologize to them off camera, so you don't have to worry about it. But I did apologize to everybody as well. But they're here now. I do respect and honor them for coming onto the channel. I do truly appreciate it. I have Lockhart and I have Froke. I'm going to let them introduce themselves here in just a second. But once again, I do appreciate them coming on the channel. We have a lot to discuss just in terms of me being away for so long. But also we had a major patch drop, right, with Thoth, the PC client, right? There's a lot that's happened and there's a lot that's going to be happening here in the future that I wanted to not only just discuss by myself with the community, but have two prominent figures within the community talk about it with. So once again, I do appreciate them coming on. Massive honor. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, plug anything that they want to plug in this video. We're going to go ahead and start with Lockhart. Lockhart, introduce yourself. Plug away, my man. Floor is yours.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Honestly, it was super awesome to have you reach out. Appreciate that a lot. I feel like we've discussed quite a bit already, and he did indeed apologize. And
That's
it's
confirmation right
probably
there.
needed. We have been waiting for you for ages. I
I
mean, we're
appreciate that.
mentioning it as well. And it's Lockhart. Great to be here, and I am getting ready to lock in and let's get the chat going.
Fantastic. Yep. Lockhart is going to be locking back in and is going to be jumping back into the content creation. Had to go ahead and prioritize a few things, which is completely understandable. That's what I had to do. But glad to have him on the channel. Glad he's here. Fantastic content creator. And I did fail to mention that I'm going to have each and every one of these individuals' channels linked in the description down below. These are the homies. Make sure that you go ahead and head over to their channel, support, and make sure that you leave some kind words for these individuals because, once again, Aether Gazer is a bit more niche, and we need to support the creators that are making content on the game. So, Lockhart, I appreciate you being here. Froke, go ahead and take it away.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? Frogano here. It's good to be back. It's good to have further back, and it's good to have like the homies back to do another Aether Gazer, like casting together and stuff and discuss stuff. It's always an awesome experience for me. So I'm glad to see us all together again. But yeah, as further mentioned, like the link's gonna be down below. Frogano, you can find me like on Twitter, tweets, or YouTube for videos and whatnot. Mostly when it comes to Aether Gazer though, like you'll find me every day live, pretty much on tweets. So if you want more Aether Gazer, like live streams, and you're feeling like joining in to discuss stuff, chill, hang out, and just talk stuff out, then you'll find me over there.
Perfect. And I was gonna state that Froke has been the most consistent out of all of us. So Froke has been holding it down while we've been away. So definitely make sure to support the man. He's been holding it down. I did also want to mention two incredibly knowledgeable individuals within the community. So if you have any questions and you're there watching one of their streams or just at one of their videos, make sure to comment. Make sure to chat it up and ask them any questions. They'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys might have, including myself. With that being said, also comment down below if you like to, videos like this where we link up, because I notice, especially within the Aether Gazer community, there's not too many content creators that collab and link up and talk about the game. And so that's one thing when I first started covering this game one of my goals that I wanted to do is make sure that I try and collab with individuals, other content creators, because I believe that helps to spread the game a little bit more and have more eyes on it. So I'm glad they're here. Once again, a massive honor to have these two. Always a blast. We had a great time off camera talking, just chatting it up, catching up. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into what we wanted to discuss in today, which was several different topics. But the first one that we're going to talk about is obviously the main character, the protagonist at the moment, which is Thoth herself, dropping for the global side for this patch. I'm gonna let these individuals give their overall impressions and their opinions on this modifier. I have my own, but we're gonna go ahead and start with Locke. Locke, just give your thoughts on Thoth, and that kind of rhymed. And just give your overall opinions. And I promise that was not scripted. And just your overall first impressions on this modifier in general.
So I think I think it was a good build-up going into Thoth. I mean, oh God, I wish she had a better name, to be honest, because I feel like I'm lisping every time. And for
100%. Yep.
like I never feel like I'm saying her name right. But anyway, but her gameplay is really different. I like that she has. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite things about her is so simple, and it's just her dodge, and it's just the fact that she like it just looks like she's swinging on a spider. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but her kit is. It feels really smooth. It feels really snappy, but there's also so much impact when you think about just the visual aspect of it and the fact that you can do a lot of combination attacks that aren't like overly complicated. And when I say overly complicated, I mean like oh gosh, what's her name? Show or whatever, the double spear wielding
True.
lady.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
Shu. Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like her combination set was just ridiculous. And on top of it, it was super clunky. But in this, it's just like skill one, skill two, skill three, or skill one, skill one, skill three, or whatever it is that you want to do that's appropriate for the moment. And it's not hard to remember how to do that. On top of that, I feel like she is. I like the character design. I like how she pairs with Sekhmet. That is crazy, and how she feels out the gate reminds me of when they first introduced Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Hades came and you picked her up and you got her. You didn't even get her. Um. Uh.
Take your time.
You didn't even
Uh,
get her.
Her signature functor.
Signature
Signature
factor.
function.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
right. Yeah, yeah.
You didn't even get that yet.
All
And
right.
if you had Hera, she was like a total monster. And if you got the Sig Functor, you got Hera. It was like she could just clear anything and everything. And it feels like Thoth is very reminiscent of that, but almost to a completely different level. Like it just feels insane because you don't have to micromanage the her divine energy uh and be within like the 40 to 60. You're just
Mm.
playing and you're just going hard and you're just making sure you're hitting all of your skills. And if I feel like Sekhmet, and I think it's Hera right now, is just like turns her into this beastly hyper carry. um, which is insane because at this point most people have Hera. If you didn't get Sekhmet, you have the S selector, which she is on now. So if you pulled for Thoth, the other two are probably in your pocket, and that is amazing, especially for newer players and older players too. So um, for me, she's great. She's great. She's talk about the other aspects of having her that are a bit of a barrier, I think, afterwards. But like at face value, I'm enjoying.
Okay, perfect. Frog,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts?
Well, basically, I do agree with everything like Loki said and whatnot. And to add to that is that yeah, like Thoth basically came out like perfect timing. With everything new, with the PC client, with the iterative testing coming out and stuff, you want like strong teams. How we were saying back in the day. It's not only about getting one character or two. You need to build teams to have
Right.
like a strong front. So like pretty much the physical, like Thoth came out and physical became like the best DPS in the game, like just
Mm-hmm.
just like that. Of course, not only having Thoth might not be as powerful, but having the whole kit, like having Segment, the duel, which is honestly quite spicy, I have to say. Sorry about that.
It is a spicy old chain. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's
so
it's Yeah.
And of course, if you have Linguang as well, which Linguang is like, if you don't have Linguang and you're still thinking about the selector, like that's the easiest choice of your life, honestly. Like it's which are third person you made? Linguang. Yeah, put Linguang in.
Yeah.
Just
Every
same.
time.
It's perfectly every time. Yeah. So yeah, Thoth like in general is like absolutely fantastic. Like to play, to actually control, because like I said, it's not as difficult as Hades because you need to control your divine grace. You need to see like the marks you have and go into the
Yeah.
state to do all the damage. You just like press buttons like pop 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 up if you know the rotation, and having her signature functor as well makes it even better. You don't even need to do any normal attacks. You only press kills and you keep going. So like you build like ton
True.
of damage. And the thing is that Thoth, outside of obviously you get a new character, you want to play that character, but if you're feeling like getting some score attacking and all that, like she has a fantastic AI as well. She can do like a bajillion damage without you moving your fingers.
That's
Like
a great point.
pure,
Hmm.
yeah, like yeah, why not? Like it's there. But yeah, overall, it's obviously like yeah, amazing character design. Like I'm kind of biased towards Ethergazer because, honestly speaking, with very, very, very minor exceptions, like I really like all the designs they've been doing. Everything
Right.
is like, yeah, like everything they've been putting out from obviously the default modifiers to outfits and all that kind of stuff. Everything looks really good to me. So it's really difficult to say, oh yeah, like fantastic design. Like I've been saying that with every character pretty much.
Right.
So it doesn't hold as much value anymore. But yeah, like I don't think I miss anything. Yeah, like fantastic DPS for physical, just like how Izanami came before her, pretty much on the DPS department. Like it's pretty much the next like big thing. Izanami came back then for ice. Thoth came out for physical. And of course, looking forward, obviously, like I'm the biggest simp when it comes to Bertanti, so I'm waiting for her.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
I knew that was happening.
yeah, so yeah, like yeah, if I have to put it down in one sentence, if you're looking to build like the latest strongest team, then you definitely want to pick up Thoth right now, which is on the banner, and get yourself like Link One as well from the selector. And if you got the segment as well along the way, even better. But yeah, like those would be some of the top picks right now, I feel.
Yeah, nah,
So
hundred
yeah.
percent. So let's okay. So this was a topic that I was actually very interested to get both of your thoughts on, and I'll start with Froke. The most recent Ether Gazer revenue. Um,
Hmm.
so we'll talk about the most recent revenue, and that'll kind of segue into the state of Ether Gazer as well. So tell us. So the way we could do this, tell us about the revenue, your thoughts on that, and then based off of that, what is your thoughts on the state of Ether Gazer currently? Let's do it that way.
Mm, okay, so the revenue. I actually haven't looked it up beforehand until you told me about it. Like I looked it up over it really quick. I'm glad to see that both in CN and EN actually went up a bit again, pretty much in the same months. Uh, it could actually do better. Yes, it can, obviously, and I want it to do better. But looking at it on our global side, I'm not surprised about the numbers that much because obviously everyone knows what's coming, right?
Right.
So they know exactly what's coming and they've been saving for a while. I've been seeing it for comments, from people like not having actual build up teams completely, or they've been holding back on stuff and whatnot because they want like to have triple S, or I want that character, to reach as far as I can, stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense where global is more or less. Maybe it could be a little bit better. Yes, I do agree. But I don't think like we are in a bad spot, all things considered, with everything that's coming out all the time. Like every week, it feels like a new Gacha games coming out or something. Like, and we're talking about that earlier before the videos. Like, there's so many stuff. Like,
Right.
and all. And the thing is, like, Ethergazer feels like to be in that kind of a unique spot, even back in the day when it came out. that everyone was kind of transitioning in a way, in a open world or more open wide areas game, where Ether kept like the whole compact thing more. It has like, it put more stuff into it more and more, but it kind of feels like it wanted to maintain that niche in a way. Obviously, anyone wants to do better and be, a much bigger game, but they know kind of like where they need to be pretty much, I feel.
Right.
And the thing is that I think, I don't know if that's true or not, but and obviously the numbers we're seeing the numbers from Gacha revenue, I imagine, like all of us, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm not sure like how accurate are those numbers, of course. But in any case, I'd say I'm pretty sure like it's where I expected to be, I suppose. Maybe it could be a little bit better, sure, but I'm not too worried honestly or anything like that if I had to put it in a way. I think it's doing fine. The CN revenue is more than fine, I feel, and I'm pretty sure they look at it like as a whole because we're getting patches that they already released. It's not like we're in the latest patch and they have to release multiple stuff again or whatever. Like they just translate stuff right now pretty much. So I think we're good, like revenue wise, honestly. Yes, could be better, but I mean, global knows what's coming, so everyone is keeping everything for specific stuff. I want to see if we ever catch up to the CN version, where the revenue is gonna be or how we're gonna look like. That's like the real question, I feel.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Um, Locke, what are your thoughts?
I think it's I think as like from like a business perspective, it's always good to remind ourselves that like how it does globally is always important. We're like sitting at just over 1 million, which is fine what it is. Honestly, again, we are a niche. It's a niche game, um, and it's not something that you're gonna see, bigger content creators who are like flooding the gates of this game to like really push it. I wish we did though. Like it's a great game. Don't see any reason why we shouldn't. But
Mm,
the one thing is that I think global will always be less than CN, and CN
mm,
has the surprise factor where they will feel that FOMO where it is like, whereas we won't feel that FOMO until we hit those benchmark characters.
right.
Like we like with Hades, I'm so certain, and I don't remember reviewing it at that time, but I'm so certain Hades brought in a ton of money for us because like from the launch of the game, we were just talking about it. Like save for Hades, save for Hera, get the two of them together, win the game. Um, so I think that people will always be like that. Like they'll always know who they want and for whatever team comps that they're building towards, and CN will always kind of carry us because like characters like Celine when she came out, I think like beautiful, amazing concept for a character. The fact that she could bring Hades around for like a second reckoning for whatever reason, um, is insane. So I think that they made a ton of money at that time too. But it's tricky to say. I'm not a doom posting guy. Like I don't see these numbers and think, oh, the game's never gonna play again. Like if you look around enough, you're gonna see a game called Artery Gear that is still hanging
Mhm.
on there. They make like $5 a month. Okay, like it's like we're fine. We're good guys.
Or
Yeah, I
even like
agree.
Hegan Aruthal. How that game is still
Listen,
Right.
in
I
service
listen.
is beyond
I
me.
was a Keegan Aruthal
I know you
carrying
were.
that game on my
You
back.
were.
I love that game to death, and I feel
Your back is hurting right now.
crappy. Yeah, it is. And I feel crappy not still playing because they've completely run into the same thing that they did with Artery Gear, which is unfortunate. And they had a lot of big plans. But to your point, like they're making between CN and global like just like 2500 $25,000.
Exactly.
You know,
Which is
that's like
insane.
that's like
It
buying a real. Yeah, it is insane, and the
is
game is
insane.
still going along.
I have no idea how. I'm being honest. I have no idea how they're still
Yeah,
going.
I
It's
mean,
mind blowing how they're still in service.
I think the only other game that I can think of that stayed in service, at some point it was a meme. I feel it was like the first Geralt's Frontline. Like I feel something like
Yeah.
that. Like it was just staying for the meme or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just died. Girls Frontline. They just like.
Yeah,
had
the
a-
beta. Everyone's playing the beta of number two now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do agree with what Loki said. And Loki said it much better than I said it, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I see both of your points, and I see where you guys are coming from. For me personally, when I saw that revenue, because I was somebody that did cover their revenue on a pretty regular basis, and when I did cover their revenue, especially in the beginning, it was like 300. It would teeter between 300,000 and like 700,000. Like 700,000 being a really good month for them, 300,000 being pretty average, like 3 to 5. And so that's what I was accustomed to. So when I saw that it hit 1 million, for me personally, and others can comment down below, for me that was a pretty big milestone for Aether Gazer. And I was really excited to see that for a couple of different reasons. So I will admit CN did make up most of it, but CN's had some really hot drops happen to really bolster that number.
Right.
Global, they did like slightly over 100,000, 150,000, so they made up a very little amount of that million. But that was before the PC client. That was before Thoth. That was with like S.O. Nayroy. Not too many people were super stoked about. And I forget who was before her. Was it Sekhmet before her?
Yeah, a second.
Was it Segment, but was it
Check
before her?
yeah.
So, I mean, Segment's hype, but not. So, Froke said it best. Global players had insight on what's going to be happening. So obviously, I believe everybody was saving for Thoth and for when Thoth was dropping, and with the PC client dropping, a bunch of new players came into the game. So to see that it still hit 1 million with CN carrying us on their backs was exciting, because one, the CN version is, they're only getting very hype modifiers over there currently, and I think that's only going to continue.
So back to back,
yeah, they're just dropping bangers back to back over there, and I think that's just going to continue. So I don't see their revenue dropping too much. And then I only see our revenue increasing with Thoth. Like November's revenue, I expected at least for global to be up.
100%.
So those are like kind of my perspective on the game, and Locke said it best as well. It's a niche game where it's kind of staying in its own lane, but not having massive content creators covering it. But I think once again with the PC client dropping, new players entering the game, a little more eyes on it, I could definitely see that revenue increasing, and for me to see it at 1 million with global not doing a whole lot to carry it, that means the CN, at least the CN community, is backing Aether Gazer, and definitely hopefully that didn't pick up on the recording. I just hit my mic. The CN community is definitely backing this game and allowing it to do well, and then I'm hoping global comes alongside and starts to pick up as well, which I think that's a real possibility. So those are my thoughts on revenue. I think it was nice to see that it hit 1 million, because we haven't hit 1 million yet, combined, and those aren't completely accurate numbers as well. It could be lower, but it could be higher. It could be higher. You never know. So that's the beauty of that also. And then the overall state of Aether Gazer, the CN side, I think it's cooking. I think they're doing fantastic. I think they're, well, I talked about this before. I think Aether Gazer really nailed their core audience on who they're targeting and who they're really going after. And I think that's evident with the new designs I've talked about like when they're doing attacks with these new modifiers, the camera angles that they're doing, like the little touches on
Yeah.
that, and the skins and the outfits, like they know who they're going for at this point. I think they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
I think at the beginning they had an identity crisis. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Mm.
I don't think they have that anymore on the CN side. They know who they're going for. Um,
Yeah, I think like they saw like themselves inward a little bit and said like, okay, this is who
right.
we are. Let's do this. And yeah, there you go. Like pretty
It
much.
was it to me. It was like the equivalent of like the snowbreak effect. Like if you guys know snowbreak containment zone, which
Yeah.
they're in a whole they're in a whole mess
They
of their
went
own
from
right
being
now.
yeah, they went from being a third person, semi first person shooter to food simulator. Like
Well, yeah, and the reason being is because they saw the revenue spike from them, going in
Yeah.
that direction. Now the problem is they leaned a little too hard in that direction, and it caused
They
them
have
some
other problems
troubles.
now. Yeah, yeah, they have other problems now.
Now they got all sorts, slews of issues going on over there. But
yeah,
what I mean is that with the snowbreak effect is that snowbreak they found their audience and they're like, hey, we're catering
Yeah.
to you guys
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Now they went extreme where Ether Gazer they're not as extreme, but they found their
I
No.
audience. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Yeah.
they do it with class, in my opinion.
Class,
They did
exact.
it really well the last time with class,
It's a nice way to put it.
it's the truest way to put it. It is I targeted you and I targeted you with a lot of class is what.
Yeah, I further actually talked a little bit, with the latest skins and stuff. You talked in your previous video and whatnot with
Right.
the and from what there was a Q&A that they had, like, and someone in the Discord actually translated the Q&A, and they said like, I think like they do the same thing in Azure Lane. They're gonna go forward with like themes. So like, Verdandi got like the latest wedding dress skin and stuff for the
Right,
coronation.
right. Yeah.
But they're doing as a theme, so it's not like only Verdandi is gonna get it. More characters are gonna get it. Like Verdandi is first because it's like the one of the oldest and protagonist character as well of the game, so
Right.
they gave it to her first. So like, for people who saw that and like, oh man, yeah, cool for Verdandi, but I'd like it for my Tsukuyomi. I don't know. So like, I would love to have that. You might get it. You never know.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
100%. I think the modifiers are done classy. I think the skins are done in a very, very classy, elegant way. It leans into like we're getting into like they tiptoe the provocativeness, right?
Yeah,
Like they
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
they edge it, but they don't snow break it.
They
If you
don't.
know
They
what
don't.
they
Yeah,
don't snow break
I
it.
they don't
Correct.
snow
yeah.
break it. They just tiptoe that line to
I wait for
where
that word to actually be the word for from here on out. Like,
Yes.
don't snow break it. Just
right.
tiptoe the line. Just don't snow break it. But that's what I think about Ether Gazer in the state. I think it's definitely an upward trend. And I talked to you guys about this off camera. How I've spoken to a few developers for Ether Gazer and the things that they have lined up. Um, it's all very exciting, right? And not only Ether Gazer, like this can branch off into other Yongshi Yosar games that come out.
Right.
Like Ether Gazer is the foundation, and then it can like branch off into other things, which is always exciting, right? Especially if you're a content creator, because then you can say, "Hey, I've been covering Ether Gazer for so long. Let me go ahead and hop on whatever else you guys are doing," right?
Right. Yeah.
So
100%.
okay, so that is the state, the revenue. The last thing, and I guess we kind of spoke about this a little bit already, but just want to get your thoughts. We'll start with Locke. The future of Ether Gazer. We already seen the CN side, so we know what's to come on global. But what do you think the future is for this game? And this is your opportunity to go ahead and glaze it if you want to glaze it, if you have any predictions, or if you have any feedback for the game.
So I I honestly think for us, it's gonna be like the game is going on the up and up, in my opinion. with all the new characters coming out, with as much as we've been able to see into the future, as well as I don't see Aether Gazer just disappearing. I kind of mentioned this, that with everything that is coming in, with all these new games that keep rolling in, the graphics, the play style, all of that has held up incredibly well. It's a game that is um it doesn't get enough of its flowers. That is actually such a great game, and it performs really well, and it doesn't take a lot to run. I think compared to a bunch of other games that are very similar, will like blow up your phone after half an hour of play.
Right.
Just to kind of almost do the same thing, which is, it speaks to the quality of game that you do get with Aether Gazer. And now, that being said, with other if I thought the game would probably fall off for me when Withering Waves came out, and it completely didn't. Withering Waves was too big a game for me to even think about touching. The open world aspect of it, as much as people love it, I've mentioned this in my other videos. It's it I get into that exploration thing, and then now I'm blowing like 8 hours just looking at things and not even playing the game, which to a degree is great, but then I'm just gonna fall behind doing everything else because the dailies in that game are just huge, and they can be annoying sometimes. Whereas for us, as we talked off camera, it's like a 10-minute drop in and you're good to go. And
Right.
then I also mentioned and it's a little bit of a preview in this patch where you can have a full auto team, and then you just click on like certain um kind of AI tweaks in the patch itself, in that one like game mode, right? Like where everybody is auto. And
Oh, the
I still
crisis thing and event.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll die on the hill, man. I still want it. I think it's great. I want to just watch like, because some of these characters, like some of the AI is significantly better than I am. Like I played on the Yobi team. I'm like,
Right.
yo, the AI is so clean. Like I don't play like that.
Right.
um, and so it can be done, which it's great. But I thought it would be the one thing that would kind of eventually be an annoyance to me. It isn't. With solo leveling coming out not like a while ago, they did the full auto, they gave you the whole thing. And I will say that when it comes to modifiers being viable in your team and the amount of copies you need to make them work, I still think S and double S are great to be at. Double S you need to kind of semi future proof them, so that way you can eventually get their upgrades and be able to make them stronger, like they do with older characters. Where in order for you to get their um, what's that? The synergy boost.
Right.
You need to be at least double S, right? Or else you can't do it. But I think that's great. Like you get your S character right now. They're totally viable. Like Thoth is great at just S. But like if you want to kind of semi future proof her and make sure that she gets good again when she gets her synergy, you'll double S, and that's only 2 copies. And then so you're technically your third copy or your second copy would be the signature functor, which depending on the character is needed, not needed. Because like
Mm.
there's a lot of other things. So I will say Aether Gazer does that amazingly. Like you get a slew of characters, get single copy, invest into the signature functor, which is no rush because it's always going to be there for you, and be able to do it. Excellent. I think I'll save the gripes after, but I'm gonna cut it off at that for now. Like I think these things are things that I think will help the game, and then I think it's, as I was worried, would it stand the test of time? I'm not. It does.
Okay. Perfect. And Froke, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts for the future, huh? And what I think about and what we know. Honestly, it's exciting. Honestly, like I've said this many times before, I feel like they listen, they change stuff, they add a lot of stuff, they want to do stuff. Obviously, sometimes they might be a little bit late on bringing that stuff up, but they do down the line. We uh, from the PC client to updating models to bringing more stuff to making new end game modes. the additions to getting characters from multiple sources, like you can get characters, S rank characters from the shop now with your intel and stuff from the A rank intels, because we're not gonna getting A ranks anymore. So the A rank intels actually gonna be used for the S ranks. So you can do that. You can use your morphium crystals and stuff to make intels to get more S ranked characters to get them to double S or triple S if you're close to that. The idle thing like in the with the TBs that you can get S ranks from there as well. Like they introducing so many stuff like to even get more, and in the future they add like more stuff. Like we're talking about auto stuff as well that Loki touched upon as well. They're gonna add that, like we know that because we've seen in front of us. So yeah, like if anything else, they've been they've been trying, they've been caring, they've been trying their best, and I'm glad for it, and I feel like the future keeps going really nice for us. And honestly speaking, I don't think it's a bad thing that Aether Gazer is a niche thing. Yes, I'd love for it to be bigger and more people play it and stuff. But sometimes, like being niche is not a bad thing. You know, like it has its audience. It has that. It can sustain itself very well and do its thing. And like let the others do their own thing. We're doing our own thing, kind of thing. We know what we're doing. That's fine for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what can I say? Like, I cannot wait for like the bangers they're gonna drop, like from patch to patch in the coming months. Honestly, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Like from their own, I don't know. I don't know what else can I say. Like as far as for feedback, if there is one thing that I want is like for multiple, like to get more sigils and chats. Can I get somewhere more?
Right.
This is like but yeah, like the thing is that you can play the game as well for 10 minutes or you can play it for 1 hour. Like I had streams where I played only for 30 minutes and I had streams that played for 4 hours because I like to gather up and stuff. You have stuff, and they've been actually gonna add more stuff as well. They add they change stuff as well. They keeping it fresh. That's what I mean. So like
Right.
it's not they they changed the DV like multiple times. The iterative testing, like we had the perilous chasm before. They changed that. Like they're keeping it fresh. They trying things, and whatever is like feels better, they kind of improve it or they keep it for more. So it's cool. Like I feel like they're doing overall a good job. If they could do it better, obviously, and like everyone can do better. Like, and we want better. That we're always striving for better, right? At least I hope so. Yeah, like so. Yeah, uh, so yeah. Not to repeat myself, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm loving the game. I keep playing the game, and I'm okay with it for where it's done right now and where it is. And I hope it gets better little by little. But even if it doesn't, as long as it doesn't get worse or it feels like the game is dropping off tremendously, to the bad end, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You two kind of said it all. The future's bright. Um, I don't really have much more to add to that. You guys kind of covered it all there. So yeah, I think the future is bright. I'm super excited. Now, with us to go ahead and round this out, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. We'll start with Froke. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to go ahead and end the video with? I mean, you could talk about modifiers that you're excited for coming in the future, or you're most excited for, or I don't know, anything you want to go ahead and end the video with. Lasting impressions.
Mm, Honestly, as far as modifiers, well, number one for me right now is like it's like one path. My road is like
We see this one
yes,
coming.
yeah, come on
If
now.
y'all don't know him, then you don't know him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so ready. Like they give us one for free. Like we're gonna get like a free Verdandi. We're gonna get a free Functor Verdandi, and like I have saved up so much, like already with everything. I I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like I'm going all the way.
it's
I'm
so.
going all
So
the
is
way.
this the S Ver Omega, or is that what you're saying?
If it happens, if I'm close, I'm gonna go for it. Like I don't know how close I'm gonna be because but like because you need a lot of copies for Omega. Like,
Yeah, you do.
uh, but Triple S, I think Triple S is in the bag. Triple
Yeah.
S is in the bag for sure.
Wow.
Triple S isn't bad. But yeah, like for really near future, obviously Verdandi, I'm looking forward to. But honestly, what I want to touch a little bit about, as obviously all the characters that come later on there look fantastic, like from Verdandi to Celine to much later on Brahma. Like we going finally to Nile, Sasvat. Like we're gonna see more stuff over there. It's cool, and that's what I want to talk about, like the story. We didn't really talk much about it, but I feel like we had like a small little drop, but very very little drop, and then like we kind of peaked again with like the Sasanami arc, and obviously with the latest parts now in this story arc with Vertani as well. I feel like it has so many much info in it, like so much lore, which obviously you can't need to read. I get it. Not everyone wants to keep like reading like many texts and stuff, but I don't know how I see this. That maybe it's because I obviously love the character. It feels much easier for me to read it, but it's really interesting. This doesn't feel like a chore to actually, sit down and read and stuff. And it keeps getting better and better because like the whole game kind of opens up with more stuff like for lore and whatnot. And I'm honestly excited to see where it's going because without spoiling anything, if anyone hasn't played the latest parts or whatever, we kind of like learn more things about the protagonist, ourselves, the administrator, kind of thing. So yeah, looking forward to all the story stuff that's gonna be coming out, and of course the characters because they keep getting all these characters, and I mean, I never accept like that glow up for Kali from A rank to Ace rank. Like,
Oh, I
yo,
know that glow up
What?
is,
It's crazy.
yeah, she's looking real good.
And because like obviously where I'm going with this is that you see like the globes and Akali was looking, it looked fine, A rank, okay, yeah, it's gonna not look S rank, but it definitely was really cool character. But S rank Kali is like, wow, they really, yeah, like S rank Kali. And the whole little thing video they did, like with how many Kalis you want, and like I need 5, okay, get 5.
Right.
To get like so like yeah, it's crazy. And honestly, and getting S ranking of the other A ranks as well. Like we've said it like probably it's been like more than 6 months now since the last time we said it with further in a stream. I feel like what is gonna happen when they drop S Bastet? Like what's gonna be like? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
that's what I'm waiting for.
obviously like S Zegibor, S Heimdall, all these
Yep.
S gonna count for the A ranks, and they look fantastic and stuff, and how they're gonna play and what element they're gonna be. And then like there is these little characters from a certain story chapter that had like pink hair. Yeah, like I'm not gonna say anything.
I know where
So
you're going. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, yeah, excited. Yeah, looking forward to story stuff the most at the moment because I kind of like got into the lore right now. It's grabbing me with the latest chapter and stuff. So yeah, that's
All
about
right.
it for me. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Well said. Lock, take it away.
Uh, it's hard to follow up on that. I totally agree. The thing is that like the game gives you a little bit of everything. So if you're a lore head, like this game gets
Hold on.
for this person to be a character. Like you want to play them, or like in the scenario of when you're Gongchen and you fight Odin, you're like, fuck, I want to use Odin. So I think everything you said, honestly, I would just echo. And the one thing is just actually getting to play these characters. Like Esper, like
Mm.
crazy, absolutely insane. Um, and everyone after her is just as like entertaining. And that's the one thing that like the game does so well. Like it doesn't feel like there are any copycat characters. Everybody has their own uniqueness to it. So I never feel tired. Like when Lubu came out, I was like, yes, a spear wielder that acts in the way that I would want my spear wielder to act. And I picked her up and I don't regret it. Just like Espo Zembo falls off. And she's not the strongest character. She is the absolute funnest character. It's like you just
Right.
phone and you rub it on your face and you're gonna win. It's
Right.
just awesome to use her, and just to watch her fight is great because like using her is easy and she is flashy. Like it's sick. Um, so
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
can't wait to get all these characters, be able to use them, and just continue to enjoy the game in different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. The uniqueness of these characters are evident when you play them, and each character, even if they have like an S rank variant, it's far different than their A rank variant,
Oh yeah.
and that's what's really unique about this game as well, is that they're able to do that. Um, but a lot of these A ranks are like fan favorites, so when they come out with an S rank, like S rank Bazembo was omega hype for a lot of people,
Yeah,
including
yeah,
myself,
yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
we were waiting for that, or even S rank for Thonti, that was omega hype. Um, so I can only imagine when they come out with an S rank Bastet or an S rank Heimdall, like these beloved ones, or even S rank freaking what is his name? The other A rank with Oceanus. What is it? I can't believe I'm blanking on his name.
Oh my god, the
Enlil,
wind kid
Enlil.
with the
Enlil,
sword.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was blanking on his name so hard. Enlil, yeah, like when they come out with the S rank Enlil at some point. Um, I think even that's gonna be pretty hype. So I agree with you guys. I think they do a very, very good job. Even freaking what's his name?
I wouldn't put us
Apollo.
Apollo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say an S rank Apollo. I
oh
I'm
my.
I'm on the record. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I was an Apollo hater. I was not an Apollo fan. What? Yeah, I know. I wasn't. I wasn't. You know what turned me around was what was it?
The
Chapter.
pineapple head. No.
But no, it was the story chapter was called, what is that? Chapter 12? Hold on.
Oh yeah, like Apollo like steps up. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
became a Giga Chad in that I think it was chapter 12, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
something like
yeah, chapter
yeah,
12.
yeah.
Apollo he became a Giga Chad for me, and I now I'm an Apollo fan after that chapter. And so an S rank Apollo would be super hype for me. I think that would be cool.
Honestly speaking, like Ezra and Apollo would do really well, like in general, because I feel like he was he earned the meme kind of character, like
Yeah.
template to it.
Uh
Yeah, it's
huh.
like,
The
and I feel
cool
like,
kid.
and he's like cool in general. Everyone loves him because like
You
he's Apollo and stuff. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like yeah, it's cool. Like yeah,
you
I
know you know what
100%
I
agree.
want him. You know what I want him to be. You remember? I can't remember the Digimon's name that goes
Oh my god,
all
Digimon.
gold armor. You know which one?
Oh yeah, I don't
You
remember
know
his
which one I'm talking
name.
about. He's blue, but then he gets like all the gold armor. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a clip of him right now. Whatever his name is, I want Apollo to have just completely gold plated armor everywhere, S rank
It,
style.
it, is it the protagonist Digimon like V Vimon was it? We
Not
had gold
no
on it.
Greymon, War
No,
Greymon.
No, not War Greymon. It was God, I can't believe we're talking about Digimon right now. It was,
yeah,
oh my gosh, what was his name? I'm gonna have a clip of him up. It was
that'd be a good
like, I gotta look it up now. Now
idea.
now it's bothering me. Hold on. What was his name? Uh
Yeah.
hold on. Gold plated. I'm looking up gold plated Digimon right now.
Oh, Vmon.
But
Vmon. Yes.
Vimon, yeah,
What was the
Yeah, yeah,
gold plated
yeah.
one?
Who said it? Vmon. Yeah.
I got it. I got my Digimon
Yeah,
loaded.
yeah, yeah. What was Magnamon? That's who it was. He has gold armor everywhere. Magnamon. Yep. I can't believe we just went on that tangent. Yes, I
Yeah,
want
like we're
Apollo to
done.
be Magnamon. Just gold
My
plated
thing with
everywhere.
Apollo was that you could really like you'd have to play super duper hard and like all your stages would take longer to do because his kit was sick, but he'd be doing all these attacks and it'd be as if his arrows were toothpicks. It'd
Right.
be like no damage.
I want a S rank
Right.
Hoder too.
There are so many like modifiers that could get like an S variant or like how it's gonna be that sound like amazing in in your head and you start thinking about it. And then you have like the actual S variants that can get a second S variant and you're like, wow, how is gonna that be?
You know, a
Like
second one that I would love to have a different variant is Jin A. to have another variant S rank.
Oh my god, Janae definitely needs. She
Bro,
doesn't play
Bro.
well.
if she got some
I-
like ascended form or something, people are gonna go bananas over that.
Yeah, I feel like as variant new Janae is gonna be like, yeah, it's like the hot bomb, like
Oh my
literally.
gosh, bro. Yeah, they would go ballistic over that.
If I have to think of another character that is S rank, hasn't got another S rank, and is like kind of like a low profile, but could have the same impact that Kali had, as far as transformation goes or how it looks.
Right.
Asura, Rahu Asura, honestly.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
that's a
Asura
good
was my
one.
first S rank, and I loved playing her.
I still don't have her to this day. Can you believe it?
That's
Dang.
To this day, yeah. She's like the only base, like general five, like not 5-star, general S rank
S rank.
Yeah.
that I don't have. How? I have no clue. It's beyond me. As
And the other
much
thing we're talking
pullings that
about
I've
with
done.
the chat, yeah, the other thing like we're talking with the chat at some point is like we're thinking again like the same pretty much logic with the whole like discussion like S ranks and stuff, and someone brought up Hodur, and then I say like,
Hodur,
you
yeah.
know, like like S rank Hodur, but it's not Hodur, it's Baldur, it's like your sister.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would be down for that.
I mean, yeah, like story wise, apparently like she can't go to missions anymore, but I mean, like.
Yeah. No, I would be all for it. You know what they're gonna do? And it would probably be a fan favorite is an S rank Sobek. That would
Oh my god.
the Sobek mains, that would probably be a thing.
The Sobek mains are like a force to be reckoned with.
They
like
bro, you can't say anything about Sobek to them. They'll defend that guy to the ends of the earth.
I expect the first comments to be about Sobek now. Like somehow they're gonna go to the end of the
Yeah.
video and listen about Sobek.
Sobek, and then they're gonna say we need a S rank Sobek.
Like the ritual has happened. We actually called upon them.
I think one of the one of the most anticipated though is an S rank Heimdall. I think an S rank Heimdall people really, including myself, I love Heimdall. I think an S rank variant of her, or that or Bastet. I think those two are like the top two.
Well, the latest beta pretty much kind of shows her a little bit, and we've seen a little bit of her, silhouette through the live stream. But yeah, it's happening pretty much.
Hold on, which one? Heimdall?
Heimdall, yeah.
Oh.
Like the latest beta of the CN, that's not like something that we cannot talk. Like obviously, there's been video out there. They've been showing that, and they actually dropped the latest trailer on the CN. I think today or yesterday or something like that. So it's
You have
Sengibo.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh.
After that will be S Heimdall pretty much.
Okay. All right. Hold on. How much time do we have on this video? All right. We're reaching peak point. Really quickly, thoughts on S rank Senkibo?
Really quick in one sentence.
Yeah.
Super hype, Gundam mecha.
Yes.
Like lasers and slashes. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Locke?
Sold. I haven't.
You haven't seen it?
Even is that the most recent?
That's the most recent. They just dropped a PV, I guess, for S rank Zenkibo, and she's a Gundam mecha, gunblade, gun beam.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. Like with her whole personality and key and everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it fits so perfectly. Yeah.
Sounds like he's looking it up right now.
Yeah. But yeah, like looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So we got it because this is going on over an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. We went on a tangent about S ranks and whatnot. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I had this pop up happen. Thank you guys for being here. I do truly appreciate it. For those who have watched to the end, let me know what you guys think about this type of format of a video. If you guys enjoy these collabs, let me know in the comments down below. We'll definitely bring some more. Once again, Froke, Lockhart, it was an honor. Froke, start first. Go ahead and do an outro if you want, or drop
Uh,
your links again.
mm, well, really, only thing that I have to say, it's good to be back doing these collabs and talking about Ether Gazer. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm glad that I'm here, and thank you for always reaching out and keeping in touch. And people actually brought it up immediately. Yeah, Cody's back. It's like, but yeah, I saw it. I'm really happy for him. Like he's back, and like the first thing, like are you gonna talk with him, like doing him? And it's like, you know what? Let's give him a little time to get things going and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna reach out to me at some point. And you did, like, I mean, like pretty much like 2 days 3 days later, like you did.
All
So,
right.
yeah, so yeah, I'm really glad I'm here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and you had, like, if you reach up until this point and you've been listening to the whole thing, I hope what we said and stuff, like, got you excited, or like got you like more hyped about the game in general. And yeah, like, hope to keep playing or being here, and suggest your own stuff down in the comments as well, like, do your own little bit talking, like, or what we could talk in future stuff as well. So yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you very much for watching. We will find my links, down in the description for further. So yeah, I don't need to say anything else. I'll give it all the way to Loki.
Perfect. Lock, go ahead.
No, absolutely great to be here, and thank you so much for reaching out. Like, I have so much fun doing this kind of thing, and I'm so grateful to be able to do this with you too. if if you guys like what we did, and honestly we had some great chat prior to coming on the stream. I wish I just had that recorded. That in itself was like really sick. So if you guys want us to even do something beyond the game and maybe talk about like the gacha space, I think we had some crazy like good points and great discussions over that as well. So anyway, let us know about that, and uh my stuff will be there for in the description for you guys to find me. And yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'll have everything linked down in the description below. Once again, these are the homies, so go ahead and sub to their channel. Support them, as we need to support our Aether Gazer content creators. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the conversation that we had today. I certainly did. It was great just talking about the game, catching up, and looking forward to the future. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here with these guys. Have a fantastic day. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.